In this topic, we shall discuss sources of public revenue at the national and county levels. We shall also discuss expenditure and management of public revenue. In addition, we shall explore the functions of the Commission of Revenue Allocation. Public revenue refers to the money that the government receives from various sources, for example, taxes. This unit deals with sources of revenue for both national and county governments. There are various ways in which the government raises the revenue. One of the main ways is through taxes. These taxes can either be direct taxes, for example, pay as you earn or payee, income tax, airport tax, game park fees, museum fees, as well as entrance fees by tourists. They can also be indirect taxes. These include value-added tax, VAT, excise duties, sales taxes, export tax, import tax, or custom duties. Other sources of revenue include loans from international financial institutions, grants from other foreign countries, sale of licenses, profits from parastatals, aviation revenue, sale of government bonds, revenue charged on government investment, for example rent, forestry and mining exploitation, and interest on loans from government institutions and parastatals, for example NBK. County government raises their revenue through the following: grants from the national government, rates from plots and land, trade licenses fees, rents from their buildings, fines from lawbreakers, loans from financial institutions, external grants from foreign countries, sale of county property, for example cars, plots, etc., donations from corporates and wealthy people, cess taxes charged on cash crops, for example tea and coffee, and market fees. In this lesson, we will discuss the expenditure and management of public revenue at the national and county governments. This refers to funds used by the government to sustain and maintain the existing facilities and services. These include building, repair and maintenance of roads, purchase of drugs, purchase of equipment, purchase of stationery, and wages and salaries. This is the money set aside for development projects. These projects include infrastructural development such as roads, airports, bridges, and harbors, establishing essential facilities such as schools, colleges, dams, irrigation, etc., and providing social services like health and education. The county government spends its revenue in various ways. These include through constructing and maintaining nursery and primary schools, maintaining the road network, provision of health services by constructing and maintaining health centers and hospitals, building and maintaining markets, provision of water and sewerage services, and provision of security. Revenue raised nationally should be shared equitably among the national and county governments. Financial control for both levels of government should be managed through the three accounts. These are the consolidated fund, made up of all the money raised or received by or on behalf of the national government. Equalization fund receives 1/2 of the total annual revenue to provide basic services in marginalized areas. And revenue accounts in different county government receives all the money raised or received on behalf of the respective county governments. The Committee on Revenue Allocation should be consulted and recommendations considered before Parliament passes any financial bills. It is expected that every financial year, the Cabinet Financial Secretary submits to the National Assembly estimates of the county. A Committee of National Assembly receives, discusses, and reviews the estimates and makes recommendations to the Assembly for approval. This is followed by an appropriation bill introduced in the National Assembly to authorize money withdrawn from the Consolidated Fund, that is, National Assembly can authorize withdrawal of up to 50% if the bill is late. County governments prepare and adopt their own respective annual budgets and appropriation bills but must conform to procedures prescribed in the Acts of Parliament. In this lesson, we shall discuss the functions of the Commission charged with the responsibility of managing the revenue allocation. The functions of this commission include deciding the basis for the sharing of revenue raised by the national government, making recommendations on how finances should be managed by the county governments as required by the Kenyan Constitution, encouraging fiscal responsibility and financial accountability among the national and county governments, determining, publishing, and regularly reviewing policy which sets the criteria for identifying the marginalized areas, and submitting the recommendations to the Senate, the National Assembly, the National Executive, county assemblies, and county executives.